All right, let's dive in. We're going to run through a mini course today that's designed to completely shift how you approach your life, all based on some really powerful ideas from Rishi Khullar. And look, this isn't about new productivity hacks. It's about getting a whole new operating system for living.
So let me ask you this. Do you ever feel like you're trying to optimize everything? Your job, your routine, that 5-year plan? It feels like you're trying to solve this giant, complicated puzzle of life, right? But it just makes you more anxious because the pieces, they never quite seem to fit. Well, here's the big idea we're going to explore. What if that's the whole problem? What if you feel stuck precisely because you're trying to solve something that was never a puzzle in the first place? So here's a new metaphor. Forget the puzzle. Life isn't a machine that you can fix or control. Think of it like an ocean. It's this huge, dynamic, complex system. And you don't control the ocean. You learn to ride its waves. And that brings us to our first section. Stop solving, start surfing. It's all about this fundamental mindset shift. The goal isn't control anymore, it's coordination. It's about learning to flow with the system instead of trying to force it to do what you want. Okay, so let's break this down. The old way of thinking, the machine mindset, tells us set a goal, make a super detailed plan, and control the outcome. But, I mean, come on, life doesn't really care about your 5-step plan, does it? The surfer mindset is totally different. A good surfer doesn't command the waves. They read the conditions, they position themselves for the right wave, and then they ride it, constantly adjusting. And that's exactly how we need to start thinking about our own lives. Okay, let's bust our first big myth. This is one you hear all the time. You have to find your purpose. Like it's some kind of buried treasure out there, and if you haven't found the map yet, you're somehow failing at life. But here's the truth. Purpose doesn't just strike you like lightning. It's something that emerges. It's not a noun you have to find, it's a verb you have to do. It gets formed little by little through action and interacting with the world around you. So you might be thinking, okay, great, but how do I know when it's forming? Well, look for these 3 signs. It's actually really practical. Number 1, usefulness. Is the thing you're doing actually helping someone else? Number 2, energy. Does it give you energy? Do you get so into it that you totally lose track of time? And number 3, demand. Are other people asking you for more of it? Your purpose, it lives right there at the intersection of those 3 things. On to myth number 2, and oh boy, this is a big one in our hustle culture. The idea that if we just had more time, or if we just managed it better, everything would fall into place. But here's the crucial shift in thinking. You don't actually run out of time, you run out of energy. Think about it. Time is just linear, right? 1 hour is always 1 hour. But your energy? That's lumpy, it's dynamic. 1 hour when you're totally exhausted is absolutely not the same as 1 hour when you're focused and fired up. Energy, that is the real currency. So how do you manage it? Here's how. A super simple 5-step energy audit. For 1 week, just track your energy levels. Were you energized, drained, or neutral? Then notice the triggers. What was going on? Who were you with? Step 3, create an energy balance sheet, a list of what charges you up versus what drains you. And now the most important part. Design your life around your top 3 energizers. Make them non-negotiable. And finally, you gotta defend your energy. Set real boundaries around your top 3 drainers. Automate them, delegate them, or maybe just quit them. And this is why that audit is so powerful. You know, your calendar might show who you pretend to be or who you think you should be, but your energy map, that tells you who you really are. It's the most honest feedback you'll ever get. All right, let's tackle our final myth. This one is really deep in our culture. The idea that success, hitting goals, constantly achieving, that's the point of a good life. But what if, for some of us, achievement is actually just a socially approved addiction? You know, a way to stay busy so we don't have to feel things, a way to avoid that fear of just being still. That constant striving might not be passion. It could just be you trying to avoid withdrawal. So, here's a powerful question to ask yourself, a little litmus test. What would actually happen if you just stopped for 6 months? No new goals, no climbing the next mountain. Would you feel a sense of freedom, or would you feel sheer, absolute panic? If the answer is panic, that's a pretty good sign your identity might be hooked on achievement. So if we stop chasing this idea of a fixed purpose, or more time, or endless success, then what are we supposed to do? Well, this last section brings it all together.
We need a new compass. And that new compass is alignment.
This new compass points us away from trying to control everything and toward building our capacity. See, trying to control your life is brittle. The moment things change, and they always do, your plans shatter. Building your capacity, on the other hand, is all about becoming resilient and adaptive. It's about being able to handle whatever reality throws at you and actually growing stronger because of it, not in spite of it.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. This is the core message. The goal isn't to force life to behave and fit into your neat little boxes. The real goal is to become the kind of person who doesn't break when it inevitably doesn't.
So I'll just leave you with this last thought. Forget trying to tame the entire ocean of your life. That's impossible. Instead, just look at the water right in front of you, today. What's one small wave, a wave of opportunity or energy or connection, that you can choose to ride right now?